Sea of Thieves Season 17 is a little underwhelming, let's say. While we're awaiting the next two pieces of content, including a time-limited PvP voyage and an overhaul to the Skeleton Fort, coming in September and October respectively, I think we can kind of speculate what's coming next. I don't believe this season is a good example of what the team can do with this new format, with Season 18 providing a much more exciting slew of features compared to the Smugglers. If you're unaware, Season 18 looks to bring an overhaul of some sorts to the Devil's Roar, potentially introducing a new AI threat, or allegedly a new AI threat in the Evil Ancients, and updates to the Emissary system. Already on paper, Season 18 looks more promising and features a lot of requested features from fans as well as further progression of the story. But is that enough? Let's go over the things I want to see in Season 18. Let's kick off with the big one, and I also think this is going to be the case just based off of where the story seems to be heading. The Devil's Roar is likely going to have a visual overhaul, including Molten Sands Fortress. Flameheart will likely move the Reapers into the Devil's Roar as part of its expansion of power. I can also see Morrow's Peak not being taken over and potentially remaining as a stronghold of resistance against Flameheart. This is because Grace Morrow needs to remain on the island for the tall tales that appear there. However, I can see the remainder of the islands getting some sort of Reaper-like graffiti as the forts have gotten, and that previously appeared on the outposts. I do not think the region will have a massive overhaul. Molten Sands Fortress could become a new stronghold for the Reapers, or maybe even Flameheart himself. It's pretty clear that an overhaul to the Reaper's hideout isn't going to happen anytime soon. I can see Molten Sands being deactivated and becoming a new fort for the Reapers with a turning point. Mike Chapman has already confirmed there are plans for an alternative turning point in the Devil's Roar, and having it at the furthest points from the hideout would make sense. Thematically, this all makes sense in the context of the lore. Flameheart's story originated in the Devil's Roar, the Heart of Fire is there, there's the links with the Boxes of Wondrous Secrets. It would really fit being a Reaper region. It even aligns with the previous lore in which each trading company controlled a region, with the Reapers being the fourth main faction also making this make sense. But what else does the Roar need? Personally, Season 11 solved one of the biggest pain points, the long travel time. Now we can dive there and get straight into the action, so that's already solved. The two things ironically making the Roar unique that could be removed are the earthquakes and geysers. They end up making a lot of the quests more tedious rather than difficult, and the geysers tend to make the game easier when fighting enemies. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have these toned down or just removed entirely. The volcano eruption should stay though, since the Devil's Roar does need that element to feel different. The next issue with the Roar is that gold and treasure is stupidly easy to get in the game. It falls out of your ears, so the increased rewards of the Roar aren't that much better. Yeah, it's great if you want to be left alone, but that conflicts with the whole risk versus reward balance. And if you do want to fight people, the Devil's Roar isn't the way to go. How do we get people back? The economy is already wrecked, both in real life and in Sea of Thieves, so why not increase the rewards in terms of reputation and gold for visiting the area, along with putting loot pieces that are unique to the Roar and maybe tie some commendations with them. A great example is some of the new Reaper loot, or make cursed chests more common. Hell, even make things like Obsidian Asher Wind Skulls or Cannons of Rage spawn more frequently. With that being said, I don't feel that the region can be revived without a new voyage or activity to funnel people there. Now, due to the evil pirate lords censoring the content on the British Sea of Thieves, we have a very important message from our sponsor. I, as of recently, struggle to access the content I wish due to government legislation protecting young swabbies. But to get around this, I travel the world with a VPN. That's why Surfshark has sponsored this video. Surfshark offers a range of security and privacy solutions to keep your data yours. They allow you to travel the world with features like VPNs, blocking ads, and guarding against malware. Sometimes I don't even use it for gaming, but unwinding after making a video. A lot of content online is region locked, meaning I can't watch certain TV series in the UK, be it apps like HBO Max or even some YouTube videos that are region locked. Surfshark VPN has helped me break free of region-locked content, meaning I can watch some exclusive shows on HBO Max. Surfshark also provides antivirus. I'm always downloading assets for my videos, especially if I have to trawl through some archives. It helps stop me from downloading something nasty instead of the beta footage for Sea of Thieves. This is all available for unlimited devices in your household under one subscription. If you use code ShinyRay at checkout, you get an additional 4 months. And if you're not satisfied, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in trying it. Don't hesitate and secure your privacy today. Unfortunately, I'm also concerned that the time-limited event will be that bottleneck, and we'll have to wait for that event. On a different note, it'd be nice to have the Devil's Roar lighting overhauled. I get that it's meant to be covered in ash, but from the promo images, it's always depicted as more red, which should be the case going forward, otherwise it's just a less grey-green wilds. I'm throwing my hat in the ring, the event will be about the new evil ancients and will revolve around a raid or voyage in the Devil's Roar, requesting us to turn in something to either Athena's Fortune or the Reaper's Hideout, since there'll be a turning point in Molten Sands and still at Morrow's Peak. I can see it following the same format as we've seen before, like the upcoming heist on the Sea Forts. I see this pushing the story along as theorized that the heist in September will. As for the evil ancients, I don't think they're going to be a new enemy, but reskinned. We can see some of them have come in the form of skeletons, or they will be phantoms with a red skin on them. It would be more interesting to have them be skeleton lords, just to emphasize that the skeleton curse was a thing back when the ancients were around, or even new ashen lords, but the latter would clash with the lore since Flameheart created them. I'm intrigued to see how the story goes with this one, as this is something that was teased like 3 years ago already. I do think they're going to be red versions of ancient phantoms that we already fight. But Rare, please prove me wrong. Moving on to the Emissary system, this one is the strangest choice since Emissaries are a really great feature and I wouldn't change too much about them. Potentially Rare could add more ledger rewards, but these would be best served as commendation or level up rewards for the company progression in themselves. I would like to see the ability to reattach a recovered Emissary flag onto your ship if you manage to revenge sink someone, but make it not spawn if you scuttle to avoid people abusing the mechanic. I'd also love for restrictions to be put on the ability to lower the flag when ships are nearby. Due to the running mechanics in this game, anyone can run with impunity, and voting the flag down is a bit of a sore loser move. We already had Emissary quests improvements in Season 11, but even then, these still go largely unused. Since the Reapers are no longer a proper PvP faction, they should have one in the Devil's Roar to encourage Reapers to fight there, and would go well with the taking over of the Devil's Roar. Maybe having a shared voyage between Reaper emissaries would be cool if 2 grade 5 emissaries are in the same region, like a Reaper's run for example, or do we potentially increase emissary grades up to 10 to further incentivize people to hold on to their flags, and rewarding players who wish to engage in longer sessions. Grade 5 is very easy to obtain, and the economy is already fucked, so why not? Other than that, the emissary system is really great as it is. I'm not sure why this is a focal point of Season 18 instead of something that isn't used like the Sunken Kingdom or adding a fan requested feature like clothing presets. Based on Season 17's content, I would much sooner the current content be revamped constantly while time is given to a large update like a map expansion, since we have so much that hasn't been touched in years. Does anyone remember the quest boards? Anyway, I'm pretty confident on what will happen with the Devil's Roar and the story as of this video's release, and it's anyone's guess what the Emissary update will entail, but if the season looks anything like this, it would make a very compelling argument for jumping back into the game proper. Rare, please don't let us down.